What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today we are going to be continue working on the drift ATV. Finally got some parts in, so I am super stoked. Got a gas tank, torque converter, throttles, so got quite a few things that we're going to go ahead and get put on. I think the torque converter is going to make a huge difference. And then we also got this is the old seat. And I went ahead and we've got a new seat. So I think what we're gonna do is we are gonna cut this to make it fit the loop, clean all this up, and make the bracketry where the seat actually fits. So I think that's gonna be pretty slick. I like the look of it. Heck of a lot better, kind of makes it look finished. And it's super comfortable. I mean, it's a nice, and it fits already pretty good. So we should be able to make mounting places from the seat to the frames, so it'll mount up and bolt it down, and should come up pretty good. But the biggest difference, I think, is going to be the torque converter. So we're going to go ahead and get this chain off, get the clutch off, and then what we'll do is get the torque converter bolted up, and I'm hoping that we've got the clearance we need to kind of adjust it. This one you can adjust kind of the angle of it. So we'll go ahead and get that torque converter on. That's the first thing I want to do. Is there's going to be a lot of work cutting and welding to make this seat fit. So I want to get the torque converter on and really see how it does. It should perform. The straight chain does okay, and it pulls. I mean, I'm 175 pounds and it pulls, but I really think that torque converter is going to be a big difference. In addition to that, we've got a new brake handle, throttle assembly, so we've got all of that stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, guys, so we're already running into our first problem. The torque converter will be a little tricky. It doesn't want to fit. It's too far back. So in order to get it in there, it needs to go forward just probably an inch or two. So kind of sucks, but is what it is at this point. We'll have to get the bolts off the mounting bracket or mounting plate, slide it forward. So we'll have to work on that. And then the second thing that sucks is it looks like the threads on my case might be stripped out. So I mean, this bites, but some of these are just really bad. I mean, you see that it doesn't even bite. So I'm gonna have to take my tap and die set and rethread these and get a little bit bigger bolts. So just like anything, it's gonna be more involved than I initially planned, but that's what it is. We'll get into it and we'll move that forward, and then remount the engine and go from there. All right, this is definitely not a bolt and go situation. So I've had to put it up on some riser blocks. I'm gonna have to obviously cut them to get it up so the torque converter works and clears the frame. So gonna have to reconfigure that, which sucks because I had it exactly where I wanted it. But that is what it is. So we're gonna have to get those cut. I'm gonna weld them and then drill holes so I can put my bolts up through them and attach the engine to the risers. I still gotta tap the engine, which sucks. I wish it would just bolt up to it, but it doesn't. So it's turned into a project. Yeah, but we're getting there. We'll go ahead and do what we need to do to make this work. All right, guys, so I got those welded in. Pretty happy with how they came out. Went a little heavy. We'll clean it up, we'll paint it. It should be fine. The biggest thing is it's gonna be strong. So got those in. Once from there, what I'll do is I'm gonna get my engine back on, make my marks, drill it, get it back mounted. Got to get this punched through, but more importantly, I'm gonna go ahead and get my drill and die set. While everything is whoa, got a head rush. While everything is cooling down over there, I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to drill and re-tap this thread on the side of the engine. I got a little bit bigger fine thread bolt. So I'm hoping that I should be able to make that. Oh, sorry. Should be able to make this work. If I can get, you know, 2 really good bolts in it, it's better than 1. So let's get into it. Let's do that now. All right, guys, we finally got something. So we've got the engine. It fit perfect. So if you can see, perfect on the risers, front and back. Still got to mark them, get bolts in them. Still fitting pretty good. I think I'm be able to remake, you know, work the brake like I had it. And then the only other thing I'm looking at now is I need to go ahead and get my chain, get it on, get it lined up, and mark my holes. So we'll get the chain rocking and rolling, get it kind of mocked up, and then mark and drill some holes. All right, new gas tank mounted up. That's exciting. That looks so much better. So one thing I want to show, let's see, is you can run this brake. I was able to run it before. And I just wanted to kind of show that we can run it, you know, with the 212, which is awesome. So it's a little tight, don't get me wrong, but it is possible. So you do it right, and you can adjust it down on the, you know, the bottom. And I'll show you where you can adjust it, but you can run that brake, the rear brake. It's definitely tight, but it works. You can adjust your throw here, so this will raise it up, but as you can see, it covers and it works. So rear brake is there. That's a Predator 212. Works good. Exhaust is on. I mean, other than that chain, I think we're going to be okay. Let's try it. I say we take it out and try it. All right, guys, so we are back working on the 4-wheeler. I just took this thing around the yard, did a thorough test. Finally got the chain lined up where it's running good, it's not popping, and then I got a solid chain tensioner on there. So all good with the chain. I feel pretty happy and good about that. I think we're in good shape. So the next thing that we're gonna do is I've got a new seat that I want to try. So I picked this one up. I was just messing. I just think it looks goofy on way too big for that. So what I want to do is I wanted to clean these up, but I just don't know about leaving that loop. So what I'm thinking about doing here is I want to cut these welds here and get this loop off, but I want to use these threaded, I like these. So I think that these will work. I mean, it's pretty darn close there. So if I cut that and twist, I mean, it's pretty much lined up, which is crazy. If I can cut that and flip that tube where this goes up and then use these for my mounting points, I would be ecstatic. I like this. I definitely like the seat. I think it looks pretty cool. It's different. Just got to get it mounted up where I like it. All right, guys, so there it is. Still got to do some more welding. I didn't want to get crazy with the engine and stuff on. Try to cover it up, but there's gas in it. So this fits really nice. And then what I did was I actually took these that were here and flipped them, cut them and flipped them. So what I can do is now that slides on like butter, and I got my bolt holes right there. So I could bolt that in and we are good to go on both sides. We can get it bolted in and it's solid. So that's another thing off our list. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt that seat in so it's in there permanently. We still are gonna have to figure out the front portion because there's nothing really there. It's just butting up to it. So I'm gonna have to figure that out, how I wanna. I'm probably gonna weld something, probably like a bolt right here, that'll hold it. So all right, so that is nice and snug up. and it feels good, you know. For the first seat on it, like it feels good. It don't feel too high. Now I gotta ride it. Definitely gotta ride this thing. So. All right, guys, we got everything wired up on a switch right on the handlebars. So you can see the right one or the left one is not quite as bright. Going to get a replacement, so I didn't do any heat shrink and temporary. I just kind of got it wired up temporary, but it is stable where I can ride. I've got my battery down there. There's a nice little battery box tray there, so I am definitely stoked with how that came out. It's bright too, so that just kind of starts tying it all together. So another thing off the list. Really, this is going to be what it is, except for paint. Going to do floorboards and street tires on this thing. So coming along. It's coming along good.